All right, you've marked it. And what about Marcy?
Oh, Marcy was small. I don't really know.
Let me zoom it in for you. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, you've indicated near Myrtle and Marcy. So after World told Popsy to go down to sell drugs at Marcy, did anything happen?
Yes.
So what happened?
They end up robbing him and pistol whipped him and took his gun.
Who did that?
The guys from Marcy.
To who?
Popsy.
What kind of gun did they take?
I think it was a 9.
What happened after they took the gun and beat him up?
There was a problem going there.
So after that, there was a problem?
Yeah.
What happened because of that problem, if anything?
I don't know. Just like, shootouts back and forth. That was about it. I don't know of anybody getting shot or killed or anything.
Did you participate in any of the shootouts back and forth with Marcy?
No.
Did you do any of the shootouts back and forth with Marcy?
No.
Who, if you can remember, who are some of the people that did?
I don't know anyone. I wasn't there.
How did you learn about it?
I just hear about, this beef with Marcy. I don't know who was shooting back and forth or whatever. I don't know.
Your Honor, unless this is within the group somehow, he's just hearing things.
How much longer do you have to go with this witness?
A while, Judge.
So then let's take a 15-minute break and talk about this a little bit on our break.
All rise. You can all be seated.
Take the witness, please. All right, the witness is out of the courtroom. You've been going on for some time with this witness, but let me hear what your concerns are, Mr. Runke, and also Mr. Herman.
I mean, the obvious purpose of the evidence is to say these are discussions among co-conspirators, keeping everybody up to date with the nature of the ongoing activities and conspiracy of the 1D2A-D2E. But he's not specifying who or where or when. I don't know, I heard something, everyone is talking. It's really not making it.
So let's do this. I've given you a lot of flexibility in terms of adducing all sorts of testimony about what these alleged co-conspirators have been saying and doing. But let's try to be a little bit more specific and move it along.
Sure, Judge. I don't think that that's a fair characterization of what's going on. I think he's clear that he's speaking with CMB members every time he...
Well, I've allowed it. I'm just talking it through a little bit.
But from now on, yes, I'll make it clear.
It's moving on. It's getting a little repetitious. I sense, okay, but it's late in the day, and maybe I'm not hearing you correctly. How much more time do you have on your direct?
A while, Judge.
What is that?
It probably is going to take through 5 o'clock, I would say, at this pace.
All right, let's see if we can finish up with his direct today if it's possible.
All right, I will try.
Now, you, Mr. Herman, have something to say?
Yes, thank you, Judge. There was testimony. It's confusing. There's 2 people named Troy who were killed allegedly. One of them is Troy Singleton, which is the subject of a count in the indictment. That's the Queen's murder.
That's Big Nose.
Exactly. There's Big Nose Troy and there's Crazy Troy. There was testimony a little while ago that Mr. Granton told this witness that he had killed Crazy Troy. Now that's an enterprise act. That's not a charged murder. And I simply wanted Your Honor to tell the jury that Mr. Granton is not charged with the killing of Troy Davis, Crazy Troy. It's simply admissible for purposes of proving the enterprise.
Yes.
All right, so that's agreeable. We'll tell them that.
Thank you, Judge.
We'll see you in 15 minutes.
And just one more thing, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Yes.
I'm sorry. This morning when we had, or this afternoon, whenever it was, we had the police officer who had executed or was trying to execute an arrest warrant. It is clear that he didn't see anything thrown out of the apartment at all. All he knows is somebody brought him some stuff.
All right.
We've been talking with the government about redacting the vouchers because they reflect stuff was thrown out the window. And
Well, this was stuff that he did find on the premises, all right?
No, I don't mean to say.
So maybe I got it wrong.
Yes.
So where does all this voucher material come from?
There's 2 categories of evidence. One is stuff that went out the window.
Right.
that the other officer just brought to him. Then there was currency, and I think there's some money and some bullets that they recovered inside.
Yes, so I think I allowed that to go forward, what he recovered inside, right?
Yes.
So maybe I'm confused. There were other parts of the voucher which reflected what was found outside the window. Is that what you're concerned about?
Yes. And we don't even object to the voucher themselves, but they say at the bottom, for example, the above property was observed being thrown out of the window.
That's what you're concerned about?
Yes.
Your Honor.
Okay, just 1 second. We're just isolating things.
Okay.
So you want that part redacted?
And I'm just saying we're talking with the government. We're probably going to reach an agreement on it.
All right, fine. What do you say about that? I mean, Mr. Runke would prefer not to have in the vouchers any reference to things that were allegedly thrown out the window, since the officer really didn't see any of that.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Is that a problem for you?
That's fine.
So you'll redact it.
And Your Honor, the record will speak for itself for sure, but Your Honor permitted him to basically testify that this was stuff thrown out the window. He had no personal knowledge of that at all. It's strictly hearsay offered for the truth.
Judge.
Just 1 second. That's not what I thought I did. What do you have to say?
I don't think that's what you did either, Your Honor. This was the arresting officer who provided testimony as to why he vouchered certain types of evidence. That's the basis of why it was given.
Here's what we can do. I mean, we're on day 342, late in the afternoon. It's hard to get everything down precisely. I think I made the right call, but look at the transcript and we can review that and see whether there's anything there that ought to be addressed.
We will.
Yes, you're getting daily copy, right?
Yes.
So call my attention to it. If I messed up, I'll correct it. But I think my intentions were to allow him to identify that which was found in the premises, right? And I think I sustained the objection when you said that he should not be allowed to testify about what somebody told him about things that were thrown out. I think they did that. So I'm not so sure exactly if they're willing to redact that one part of the voucher, if that's not going to be a problem. If there's anything else in the record, call it to my attention tomorrow, okay?
Right. 15 minutes, Your Honor?
Yes.
All rise. You can all be seated.
All right, let's continue, Ms. Paul. The direct examination. If we could finish it today, that would be a good thing, if it's possible.
Thank you, Judge.
I would just remind the court about the limiting instruction. I don't know if Your Honor would want to do that at this point.
Let's see if we can finish here first.
Thank you.
Well, I'll do it now.
Okay.
So while you were away, we spoke a little bit with the lawyers, and it seems that there are 2 Troy Davises that have been mentioned. One big nose, Troy Singleton,
Yes, Your Honor.
One big nose, Troy Singleton. That's one of the victims here. And then the other one was referred to as Crazy Troy. That's a different Troy. And that person is not involved in this case whatsoever in respect to any of the defendants, except you can consider it when you're going to decide whether or not this is enterprise activity. And I'll be explaining more about that when I give you my charge on the law, explain to you what an enterprise is all about under the RICO, the Racketeering Act. But for present purposes, I think it's sufficient that you just keep those 2 Troys, one big nose Troy Singleton and the other Crazy Troy separate. It's big nose Troy that's the victim, and the other Troy has been referred to only for you to consider whether or not this constituted part of the enterprise activity, which you'll hear more about when I explain the law to you at the end of the trial. Okay, all right, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Judge. And while we're talking about the Troy that you spoke about earlier, I'm just going to go back to it for a moment. You said that when you moved to Lafayette Gardens, you were living with eBay, right?
Yes.
How frequently were you seeing eBay in the early 1990s when this happened?
Every day.
And when you say you were living with him, how was the arrangement in your home? Who's sleeping where?
Well, he slept in one of the rooms, or the living room.
Both you and eBay?
No, I mean, if you want to sleep in the room, he'd sleep in the room. If you want to sleep in the living room, he slept in the living room.
All right, and apart from that, you told us that he was doing a different shift than you. Were you also seeing him outside?
Yeah.
When you were selling drugs?
Yeah.
How frequently?
Like sometimes I'll hang out with him for a while because it was late, whatever the case may be, or I'll go home.
All right. So around that time, how would you say your relationship was with eBay?
Good. We was like brothers.
So around the time when Troy was killed, when eBay talked to you about killing him, did you learn where Troy was from?
Yeah. eBay was telling me that he was from Coney Island. His cousin knows him from Coney Island in 2007, and he was naming his cousins. And I know his cousins, but I didn't know who he was talking about. And I asked him, I was like, so what do you all do with Coney Island having a beef with over here? And he was just saying, nah, that's son had a problem with them or whatever. And I was just like, oh, well.
And so you were asking about whether or not there were problems with him in Coney Island?
No, I was asking him, like, how did we get in a beef with somebody from Coney Island over here? Like, I was trying to figure that out. And he was like, son had a problem with them. With Troy, whoever he was.
Son, meaning World?
Right.
Now, did eBay ever tell you why World had problems with Troy?
No.
All right, I'm going to go back to Marcy. We were speaking about Marcy. Around those times when you were selling drugs, how frequently were you seeing other CMB members?
Every day.
Were there some that you were closer to than others, more friends with than others?
Yeah.
Who were some of the people you were more friends with than others?
eBay.
And while you were selling drugs, did you speak with other CMB members about what was going on?
Yes.
And why was it important? Was it important for you to know about things that were happening with other members of your group?
Yeah. eBay felt that it was important that I know.
Why?
Because that way we could be on point. You know, because I live in the building. We live over there. You know, my family. You know, going in and out of the building. So I ought to know because usually certain situations I didn't know about, they wouldn't tell me.
Okay, I'm going to break that down. Are you still talking about Troy when you're saying eBay wanted you to know about it?
No.
When you say that your family lives over there, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about in general, like I wasn't always involved and knew what was going on, you know. So the things he felt that I should know, he'd tell me.
And when you say you needed to be on point, what does that mean?
That means to be alert. You know, just in case. You know, somebody try to do something to me or something.
So why would you have to be alert for someone to do something to you?
It's from whatever CMB was doing at the time to people.
Okay, and why was that? Why would someone try to do something to you from what other CMB members were doing?
Because we all was considered as one. So, you know, it didn't matter who did it. Whoever get caught gets it.
From the opposing
Right.
team? And when you say that you didn't know what was going on around or people didn't tell you things, who were you talking about?
I'm talking about World. I'm talking about at the time Wise. Like when they get and problems like they wouldn't tell you exactly what it's about. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, you'd just be left without knowing what's going on.
All right, and would that cause you any harm sometimes?
Yes.
How?
It's like with Nut, when Wise and Nut had the drama. And, all right, it's like this. Let's say it was like Wise and Nut, right? They was cool.
Just 1 second.
I remember.
Just 1 second. I have to shut this off. All right, go ahead.
Wise and Nut was cool. I remember in front of 433, They both got dressed up. They was going out. They was laughing, they was getting along good, and they was walking to Nut BMW. And Nut threw keys at him and told him, "You drive." And they just rolled off laughing, like best of friends, like they was just happy to be in each other's presence. And then, the next thing you know, they beefing, right? But nobody tells me. I'm sitting in the lobby watching little kids slap box, and then Nut comes through, pull out a gun, and try to kill me, chasing me up the steps, shooting at me. And then, when I did get the chance to speak to Wise, I was like, "Yo, why you didn't put me on about that?" And he was laughing, he thought it was funny, he almost got you. And that was it. So I didn't always know certain things. You know what I mean?
So when you said that he didn't put you onto it?
He didn't tell me that they was beefing, that they had a problem. You know what I'm saying. So, therefore, I would have been on point because that day, I was just sitting in the lobby with no gun, no nothing, just watching little kids slap box, and Nut almost killed me all because something him and because Nut, something about Wise and Nut got into. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and we're going to get into that more in a moment. But just for now, when you're talking about Nut, do you know his real name?
They used to call him, they used to call him Nicholas. They used to call him Tito. They just had nicknames for them.
Who are you talking about, they?
I am talking about the CMB brothers.
I am showing you Government Exhibit 17, which is in evidence. Who is that?
That's Nut.
Where did he grow up or live?
I just knew he grew up in LG.
Do you know what building?
433.
We're going to come back to why in a moment. But was eBay different than the other members of CMB in terms of putting you on, as you say, to what was happening?
Yes.
How?
He didn't tell me, what's going on, what the look out for, and stuff like that.
So even though you didn't know sometimes what the beef was about, did you participate in shooting?
Yes.
And how did that happen if you didn't know what the beef was about?
It was beefing, and that was it. It was times that when it was beefing with Bedford and Grand at the same time, one at this corner, one at that corner of the projects. You know what I mean? It was times that he split us up and sent some that way, and that way, so the police didn't know. They'd be bugging, trying to run in both spots.
That's World?
Yes.
When you told us before about hearing about shootouts in Marcy, that was from CMB. Members of the CMB?
The Marcy?
Yes.
Say that again.
Let me just ask you more directly. When you'd learned, I guess, at a time that Posse had been robbed in Marcy?
Right.
After that, were you informed about what happened?
Yes.
Did you do anything as a result?
No.
Did you see other people in CMB do something?
No.
Did you see them before they left to do something?
Yes.
So what happened?
I just saw them leave everybody. They leave and they gone. That's all I know.
Did you know where they were headed?
Yes. Marcy or where they was at, located at the time.
When you were saying where they was at, who was that?
Meaning Marcy.
People from Marcy?
Right.
Before we move on to another topic, I will just ask you about selling drugs for a moment. When you were outside selling drugs, can you describe for the jury what it would be like to sell drugs in Lafayette Gardens in the early 1990s? How would customers come? What would you do? Tell us about that.
I mean, there would be so many of them. Sometimes you just run out before you even get down the line. There were so many, they just kept coming.
How long would it take till you sell a bomb?
Might finish a bomb before you get out the door sometimes.
How often would World re-up at that time in the early 90s?
I don't know. I wasn't in position to know that.
What about when you came into position as a lieutenant in 95?
What are you asking? How many times a week or month? Like I am not.
Sure. Whenever is easiest for you to tell us.
I don't know. Re-up a lot. I wasn't keeping count. I just know it was a lot of time re-up like. Just a lot of time. I wasn't keeping count. A lot.
Who are you selling all this to? Do people come from different parts of the city, or were they in the neighborhood? Who were the customers? I am curious.
It was people from the neighborhood. People from other neighborhoods. They were selling $3 capsules.
This was a known destination where people could come into that neighborhood knowing that they could meet up with somebody to buy drugs from them, right?
Right. It was the biggest and cheapest. We was drawing the crowd from everywhere.
What do you mean, the biggest and cheapest?
Had the tallest bottles and it was only $3?
Was that different than other places?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. It was like that before I moved to LG.
How was it different? What was the difference?
Some people said $5, $10, and those was $3. They was bigger, the same size.
Did you ever meet a person named Munchie?
Yes,
Do you know his real name?
Markel Kenny.
Did there come a time that you shot him?
Yes,
Do you remember when that was?
95.
Before you shot him, how many days or weeks before you shot him had you met him or seen him for the first time?
That day. Well, I didn't see him the first day, but I met him the day I shot him.
Before that, had you ever heard World talk about Munchie?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I just hear the name Munchie and something to do with some dude that he was hanging out with some guy that had shot World. That I didn't know. I didn't know either one of them.
Did you hear World talk? Say anything else about Munchie before you met him?
That was pretty much it at the time. Munchie is hanging out with some guy that supposedly had shot him.
Do you know where Munchie is from?
From LG.
All right. Tell us about the day that you shot him.
Well, we was downtown Brooklyn at court. We was downtown at court for a couple of friends that had got locked up from another project.
Who is we?
Me and World. I got a phone call from my brother and he was telling me that Munchie was in the back, threatening the workers, telling them they can't sell no more. So I gave the phone to World.
What happened next?
Just him and my brother was talking. He was like, go over there. We pulled up to the projects. My brother was telling us what was going on, what they was doing, whatever. World told me to go upstairs and get the gun. I went upstairs and got the gun. We spin the block looking for Munchie. We found Munchie at DeKalb and Classon at a store. World confronted him. Munchie started no. He was just denying everything.
Okay, I am going to stop you for a moment. You said that you were driving from court that day?
Right.
What car were you driving?
Driving a Caprice wagon belongs to my family.
Who was driving?
I was.
Was anyone with you in World or just the two of you?
Just us two.
You said that you arrived in Lafayette Gardens and World told you to get the gun?
Right.
Where was the gun?
In my apartment.
What kind of gun was it? Do you remember?
It was a 9 Ruger.
Whose gun was that?
World's.
After you got the gun from your house, where did you meet up again with World?
Just came back downstairs and got in the car.
Who was in the car?
World.
When you say you spun the block, what does that mean?
Mean, we circled the projects outside.
Again, is it just you and World?
Yes.
So what happened next?
We stopped at the corner, the store where Munchie was in. World confronted him. Munchie started denying everything. He started denying everything and...
What was he denying?
He was denying the fact that he ever went to the back telling the workers that they can't sell back there or whatever, and whatever else he was talking about.
Where were you when that conversation was happening?
I was standing right there.
Near the store?
Yes.
When you say the back, what is he talking about?
The back of 433? It's a park. Playground.
Why was it a problem that Munchie was telling the workers not to sell?
I don't know all that. All I just know that, got the phone call, Munchie was telling the workers they can't work back there. That's all I know.
All right, Munchie was confronted by World at the store. What happened?
World, all right. All right. What are you doing? He said, I ain't doing nothing. He said, come on, we will go get some weed. He is like, yeah, I will just take my aunt her stuff that he brought from the store. Munchie went upstairs, take his aunt groceries or whatever he bought from the store for her. World was like, I will take him to Marcy, going to kill him in Marcy. That way they think Marcy killed him.
I am going to back up for a moment. The conversation about going to get weed is between World and Munchie?
Right.
It's World asking him if he wants to go?
Yes.
Munchie went to his aunt's house? Munchie said he was going to drop off a bag?
Yes.
When you had that conversation where World said you were going to kill him, where were you?
Me and World had the conversation?
Yes.
Right there on the corner, sitting in the car. Actually, standing outside the car.
What happened next?
Munchie come down. Let Munchie sit in the front. Sit behind him. I said, all right. Munchie came down. World said, sit in the front. We rode to Marcy Projects.
What happened next?
We parked up. We parked up. Walked to the building. We got in the elevator. World was signaling to me to soot him in the elevator. I froze. I didn't shoot. Then we got to JB floor. World knocking on the door. Whatever. And he was trying to signal me to shoot him then. I still froze. He was kind of pissed off. Whatever. But he was pretending like he was pissed off at JB for not answering door. So we went downstairs. We went back downstairs. He jumped on the payphone. He was pretending like he was talking to JB. Yo, we just came up there. The FGE door, whatever. Go back up there. He hung up the phone. The quarter came back out. He say, go up there and get that. Munchie go with him? Don't be bullshitting, man. I'll be right here when you come back down. I said, all right. We went upstairs. We went back upstairs. We got off the elevator. I went towards the door. He was behind me. I turned around, shot him. Then I ran past him. Ran down the stairs. I came out the building. World was sitting there. I started to go towards the car. He pulled off. I went the opposite direction to another building. I threw the gun in an incinerator, and then I just made my way back to LG on foot. When I got to LG, I grabbed the garbage bags full of money, called a cab, and left.
I will stop you for a moment. To back up to Marcy, before Munchie got in the car, apart from telling you that you were going to kill him, did you make a plan with World about how that was going to happen?
Say that one more time.
Apart from when World told you were going to kill Munchie, did you make a plan about how to do it?
When Munchie went upstairs to take his aunt's stuff up there, he said, this is what we are going to do. We are going to take him to Marcy. Kill him at Marcy so they think Marcy killed him.
Who is they?
Police.
Did you talk about how you were going to do it?
That's what he said.
Okay. You had a gun?
Right.
Did he have a gun?
No.
You said there was a signal? Did you talk about the signal?
He just was nodding his head like when he was standing behind Munchie.
All right. The first time that you got that signal was in the elevator?
Elevator, and it was like more, when he was in the hallway, he wasn't able to do it. He was more or less with the eyes, you know what I'm saying? I didn't do it. I froze.
You were just making a gesture, nodding your head to the left, rolling your eyes to the left? That was the signal?
Yes.
Okay. When you got upstairs to JB's house, it was you and World and Munchie?
Yes, the first time.
So after you went outside, you said that he went to the payphone. Who is that?
World.
Tell us what happened at the payphone again.
World went to the payphone. He pretended like he called JB. He was talking. I was just up there at the door, the FG door. I'm saying trouble back up there now. Hung up the phone. Quarter came back down. He told me go up there right now and get that man. Munchie was thinking we was going to get the weed from JB.
You said the quarter came out. Does that mean anything to you?
Yes. Like he wasn't really on the phone. But Munchie didn't see that.
When you went back inside of the building, World stayed outside?
Yes. He was like, I am going to stay in the car. I am going to be right here when you come back down. He said, hurry up. Don't be bullshitting.
What did you take that to mean?
Meaning like, get it done.
When you went inside with Munchie. How did you go up? The elevator again?
Yes.
Did you talk to him?
No. He was quiet.
When you got upstairs, you said you shot him. How many times did you shoot him?
I don't remember.
Was he hit?
Yes.
Do you know where you hit him?
No.
Did he survive?
Yes.
Do you know how badly injured he was?
Yes. He got paralyzed behind it.
When you ran downstairs after you shot him, you said World was outside in the car. What car?
In my family's station wagon, Caprice.
The same car you had been driving?
Yes.
When he told you he was going to wait for you, what did you understand that to mean?
Meaning that after I shoot Munchie, I was going to come get in the car and we was going to drive off.
Did that happen?
No.
What happened instead?
When I came down, I started heading in that direction. He pulled off.
Drove away from you?
Yes.
What did you do?
I just went the other direction after that.
Where did you throw the gun?
In the incinerator of another building? The next building.
In Marcy?
Yes.